What's going on, everybody? It's Josh here with Poor Boys with this week's episode of What Sold Over the Weekend, where I show you everything that I sold over the weekend. Hopefully you can use it in your business to see what is selling, help you grow, help you become better. I also take you along my journey, and as I learn stuff about the business or any cool tips, we got ticks in Kentucky. I'm talking about tips or tricks. Then I'll help share those with you, so help you grow as well, and hopefully we can kind of grow together and get better at this. It was a pretty good week for me. I hope it was a great week for you guys as well. If you had a phenomenal weekend, please let me know. Drop some comments about how many items you sold or even the dollar amount. I like to see how many items you're selling. It kind of helps me see and judge and go off of that, but I'm kind of getting on a rambling here. Let me. All right, we're back with ADHD Josh. But anyways, I don't want to go off on any crazy tangents or anything like that. I value your time. Your time is important. I did find out a cool trick this week. A lot of you probably already know it, and I'm just a goober, but in case you don't, I'll happily share it with you. And if you do already know and I'm a goober, then you can laugh at me in the comments here. Let's see. First, I want to start with a little Monday morning motivation. I feel like you always need a little motivation, right? So today I wake up and I feel good. I feel great. But I didn't necessarily want to come and make a video today. I didn't have a phenomenal weekend or anything too impressive to show or share with everybody. So I didn't have that drive. You know, it's not a financial motivator or anything like that for me. So I had to give myself a little extra push. And a lot of times just getting in there and starting it or doing it is going to give you that drive you need. A lot of times in our business, I just crossed over the 1,000 mark. So I just upgraded my store, and my trick or tip has to do with that, which I'll go over here in just a second. But you hit like a lag point where I've been consistently listing, 15 to 20 items a day. We've been doing pictures. I'm gathering inventory. I've got a route down now. Everything's kind of almost stagnant to this point, but I'm not happy with the income. So I hit like a lull, if that makes sense. So I got to get it to the next level. Right now I'm over the $100 a day profit goal. So that's good, but I'm trying to get above I think my next level would probably be 500 a day or something. No, maybe, I don't know. 200 just seems too small. I don't know, maybe we'll shoot for like 300. That's fair. I try not to go crazy. 300 would be like my next goal. And if I'm doing that at 1,000 items, then a 3,000 item store should get me there ideally. If I can do it better, then I will. But I'm based on everything I'm doing now and stuff, ideally a 3,000 item store would give me that $300 a day. So it's not a huge goal. It's just I need to work harder and grow it. And I think I need to grow it faster than what I'm currently growing it. The 15 to 20 items a day just isn't growing it fast enough for me. So I need to figure out a way to speed up my process a little bit. So I'm going to be working on that this week. But anyways, back to the motivation. Sometimes you need to give yourself a little uplift, remind yourself. One of the reasons I do these videos is to hold myself accountable. And when I thought about not doing it, I was thinking of all the people that are following me. And one of the things I'm telling or teaching is consistency. Not because I'm trying to be YouTube famous or grow something or grow into an influencer or anything weird like that. I don't care. I don't even have an Instagram. Sorry, guys. But what I want to do is grow a community of resellers that we talk about stuff and we can grow and become better together. And I'm always learning. I love learning. I spend hours every day researching, t-shirts and brands and different stuff like that just because I enjoy it, not because I have to. But give yourself that extra push. Don't let your mind slow you down. Sometimes you know how to achieve something and it's right in front of you, but your mind gives you reasons why you can't instead of you just doing it. If you just did it, you would already accomplished it, been happy and golden. So just push yourself sometimes. Even if you don't want to, just give yourself that little push. Now my tip of the day. This is goober moment. But anyways, I'm gonna try to show the screen here. With eBay, they have a couple different little store profiles. I don't have it pulled up right now. But you have the basic seller, which I believe is up to 1,000 items that you get that it don't charge you any additional, and it's like 25, 29 bucks. And then you go to the next level, which is the one I just went to, which is the premium store, which is where you get 10,000 free listings a month. And it shows you on the screen here, 74, I think 95 monthly, or it's like 50, or is it right? $50, 59, it might be 60, yeah, $60, $59.95 or something. $60 if you do a build yearly. Well, I read that 7 different ways and I was trying to understand it. So I signed up for the monthly one first because I didn't want to pay $720 at once. So it made sense to me just to do the monthly deal. But I reached out and I talked to eBay and everything like that. And even though you're signing up for the yearly, billed at a yearly rate, it is monthly billing. So I know a lot of you guys are like, I've been doing that for years. I know, I'm a goober on this one, probably. But if you didn't know, you can sign up for the yearly rate. And as long as you plan on keeping a store with eBay for a year, which most people probably do once you have over 1,000 items, you're planning on keeping it for more than a year, they bill you $60 a month. If you were to cancel or terminate early, then they can bill you back for the difference on however many months that you used or didn't use, something like that. And it's just kind of interesting. But anyways, you can sign up for the yearly rate. They still bill you monthly. You don't have to pay it all up at once, and that should help some people out and save you some money, hopefully. So now that we're back, we're gonna jump over and look at one of the cool items I sold this week. I sold this Pinty 10x40 rifle scope. This is one of the random items that I just like to throw in here to kind of show you and tell you, because you're always gotta be on the lookout for stuff. I actually picked this up in that pallet sale. You guys have heard me talk about it. I cleaned up on that thing, I'm telling you. $5 a bag. You dig through pallets and they probably had 40 to 80 pallets out there. So I found that rifle scope in it. It looked brand new, so I picked it up, brought it home, checked everything out. Everything was still brand new in the package. It wasn't even opened or anything like that. Just the company that was there apparently didn't have the time to go through it all. If you see me swatting, there's like a little gnat or something that got in here somehow. Let me see. Now I'm trying to go where the start of my orders are here. I sold a couple weird things. Another thing is I think Friday evening I sold a couple pair of shoes. I'll just flash them up here real quick. A pair of Sperry's, a pair of Nike React, some more like basketball shoes. Those kind of stuff. I sold this Mythalon. Let me pull these over here real quick. I sold this Mythalon, which is a very kind of unique little deal here. Medium. It's like a real heavy, just basic thing. I'll throw the picture up. But with that I picked it up because one of the things that's in style right now is like prairie, cottage core, just that basic look. Which this is actually, once I looked it up and stuff, it's actually a costume shirt to look like, you know, early civilizations. And I just thought it was funny when I seen it. I was like, this is that prairie's look. I'm gonna pick it up, and it sold pretty quick actually. Something I don't sell very often is these Levi jeans. I can't sure exactly how I got them. It's probably just some random like grouping of clothes or something I picked up somewhere. These are just 6 regular 511s youth jeans. They sold for $14.82 though, so that ain't too bad. On the first of every month, I roll everything older than 30 days. So if I listed it 17 days ago, it doesn't get touched. But everything older than 30 days, I roll it back 5%. So ideally, everything gets cheaper the longer it's in my store. I price everything kind of towards the higher end of the market. And then it usually, most people expect a 90-day turnaround on sales. So by the time 90 days hits, I've already dropped it 2, maybe 3 times. And with that 2 to 3 times, it's dropped at 10%. So I don't know, I've had pretty good luck with that, and I think it's a good way to kind of, the way I picture it is fishing. So when you throw most of your lures out, you cast farther away, right? And it hits the top of the water, and like crankbait or something will just float. But as you reel it in, getting closer to you, it dives further into the water. So as the hot prime opportunities for sales based on your items, which is usually, you know, within everybody shoots for a 90-day window, but that's just a made-up number that a lot of people try to make sense out of on here. But I think the prime date for most sales is like 45, probably to almost 6 months, depending on the items and how in demand and stuff it is. Well, anyways, with this method, I'm kind of lowering the price down in those lowering the price down in those prime times for buyers to be seeing it, because it's had time to rank on Google, it's had time to rank on eBay, and it actually moves it up higher in the search results. So say if I list one item, somebody else listed the same item a month earlier, eBay should show the other person's item before yours. It doesn't matter your feelings or whatever you think. They should show the other person's item before yours if it's the same exact item. But that item eventually sells and yours moves up to the top of the search results. Now, that does take time for those other older items, higher promoted items, to move out of the way and clear out. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too in detail with it and stuff, but as far as sales goes, I think it's a good strategy and it keeps my stuff moving pretty well. I have been seeing a little bit of a lull at the end of the month, the last like week of the month, and then it usually picks right back up again on the first, because the other good thing about what I do and the way I do it is the 5% drop alerts everybody who is watching the items that are getting reduced. So a lot of times I'll pick up a bunch of sales almost immediately just from the people that are watching the items, and I drop it 5%. The next is just a Grey's Anatomy, new with tags, extra small scrub top. I picked up, whenever like the first week or two I went out thrifting and stuff, I picked up probably 15 of these, and they were all brand new with tags. I didn't know nothing about it. I was like, Grey's Anatomy, I've always known is a good brand as far as scrubs go. I think it's one of the better brands. But anyways, so I picked a bunch of these up. They were all extra small and stuff, which I didn't know at the time. I wasn't as knowledgeable about sizing and stuff. But anyways, they've all pretty much sold, even though everybody says don't buy extra small, don't buy, like literally this is probably one of the last 2 or 3 I have. So and they've all pretty much, that one went for 14, but all of them prior to those, and that's just because the price drops. Prior they were all like 19 bucks and they were still selling. I got this vintage Duckhead t-shirt, big old logo in there. I actually find these pretty often. I haven't been picking them up as of late because they've been sitting. This was in D box, which when I started I did A, B, C, D, D, E, F, G, H, I, and I stopped at I, and at that time I had enough money pulled together from my original sales to be able to buy some boxes. Boxes are pretty expensive. and everything I've did so far, I've tried to take only the money that I've made from the business, put back into it. And at this point, we're actually living off of this money as well as putting back into it. But I actually have a few weeks back inventory, and I have a lot of stuff going on. So we're okay right this second, but we need to get it to the next level. But these vintage Duckhead shirts, this one did sell $17.90. I'm not mad about that. Aeropostale jeans for 14. These are the oversized baggy, and these are the bags I don't like, these crinkly ones, but I accidentally ordered the 12 to 15 bags in this crinkly mess. If you need the good soft ones that are quiet and hold up phenomenally well, I have a link below to Amazon. You can buy them off there. Spartan Industrial, they're pretty nice. But these are just some big baggy wide leg jeans, and I took an offer for 14 bucks. It was kind of slow, and they're Aeropostale. I'm not that familiar with Aeropostale, but the jeans I think are worth considerably more than that based on the feel and everything like that. This is a Turnberry merino wool, new with tags, vintage sweater actually. It's not too vintage, but it is vintage. This is from that estate sale. I found a few of these all brand new with tags in there, and I was excited about them at first when I seen the merino wool, and then I look up comps on them and stuff, and they're not really impressive. And then a lot of them that are aged have small holes in them from moths. This one had some small holes in it. So I sold that for $15. But something to look at on the merino wool is any of the older stuff that's been sitting, moths find it and they nibble little holes in it. But people still will buy it as long as it's not completely thrashed or distressed. Let's see here. You got the Talbot's tank top. I've been picking up more of the Talbots from the bag sales and stuff just because it's a pretty decent brand, and I've actually, the more I've looked into it, the more impressive I've found it. So check out Talbot's. Make sure you're checking comps and stuff, but I've actually been pretty surprised. Talbot's has got some decent values there. Next is some Miss Me jeans. Everybody knows Miss Me. So the local thrift store here actually got in me see, size 27. They're all size 27, and they're 32 long, which is pretty long. But anyways, they got in like 12 pair, like insane. Like somebody donated their whole closet of Miss Me jeans to them, and they're all the exact same size and everything. So I was a little concerned about picking up the same size. A lot of them are different patterns on the back and stuff, so I tried to do a little bit of research on that. But I picked up like 3 or 4 pairs. I brought them home, got them listed. When I was listing them, I realized that the pairs that I had picked up, almost all of them had one of the rivets on the back broken off or something. So that kind of crapped me out, but I still listed them for like 24, 25 bucks a piece. And I sold all of them already. I went back to the thrift shop and just picked up a few more. I need to list today. I'll probably do that while I'm going through t-shirts and stuff. I sold how many is it? I sold, I think it's a 10 game video game lot. And I just threw it up in an auction for a week and ran it pretty much. I think it comes out to be like $2 a game with shipping. And I was hoping maybe some people would see something in there of value and bid it up. Games aren't necessarily my forte. I picked these up with some Rock Band guitars. The guitars are crap. I was wanting to use them myself for my kids. It was a game I used to play when I was a kid. I thought it would be really cool, but the guitars were crap. So listed the whole game lot that came with them and stuff, and it sold for $13.50, which is pretty horrible. I'm not a video game guy, but I thought at least a few people would bid on them, and maybe, but it is what it is. I got rid of them. I didn't want them in here taking up space. I didn't want to list them individually. It was just more of a time constraint than anything. I just want them gone. I'm trying to stick mostly to the clothes because I have such a backlog of it right now, and the ease of being able to get it is still there. Thrift shops have been jacking prices up and down, up and down. I'm hoping that'll change here pretty quickly. Also, I wanted to give you guys my Whatnot update. So I haven't ran any more shows on Whatnot since the last week when we talked about them and stuff like that, and it was a pretty humbling experience, I guess. Like I felt like I was trying my hardest, but you need to be quick, witty, kind of grasp people's attention, get them there. And I'm probably too nervous on the camera, especially with people watching, to be able to do all that. But what I was thinking is, moving forward, what I'm trying to do is I've been collecting Harley Davidson, Carhartt, you know, a few different styles. I got a lot of rock bands and tees and stuff like that. And I'm gonna try to put together enough collections, say 50 to 100 items of one particular thing, like Carhartt, band tees, wrestling tees, something like that. And I'm gonna try to run a whole show of nothing but that. And I'm gonna spend money on advertising. Like I'm gonna spend like say 40 bucks for like 2 hours. I don't know how their advertising ranges work, but you can do like $5 for an hour. And I don't know what you get out of that, but I was thinking I'll run it for like 20 bucks an hour times 2 hours. I'll run a 2-hour show with 50 items or something, just Carhartt specific. And I'll see how that does, if I can get enough people in there to where I can actually sell a few things and ideally make some money. Because I watched a common thread. He ran a Carhartt show, and his actually did really well. Like he was getting better prices for his Carhartt than I get on eBay for it, and I have quite a bit of it. And I was just sitting here thinking, like, man, I'll sell you my stuff for that. Come on. But anyways, if I can pump up the advertising for it, maybe that'll draw more people in. If I have a specific category, then everybody comes in looking for that category versus coming in and asking me if I have any Florida or, you know, Colorado. Just keep it specific for a little bit, and that way while I'm out sourcing, if I pay a little bit more here or there for a Carhartt or a Harley Davidson item, I'm doing it purposeful because I'm gonna list it on eBay immediately probably, but I will set it aside, and if it doesn't sell on eBay by the time of that show, then I'll pull it and sell it on that show. That's kind of how I've been planning to do it, which I don't know if that's too many moving components to really get on my nerves, but at this point in time, I can't go out and find 50 Harley shirts for $2 a piece. I can't go out and find 50 band tees for $2 a piece. I can't do any of that. And I don't know how the people on there do it. They get it directly from a source somewhere because they're running shows daily for 50 to 100, you know, band tees, which you can tell a lot of them are bootlegs and fakes and stuff just by watching the stream. But still, I don't know how they're doing it. Even the boots, where are they getting the boots at? I'd like to know that. But I think that is about it. This is probably a short show. which is good. Some of you guys probably appreciate that. And like, thanks for not wasting any more of my time, you jackwagon. But I appreciate very much you guys, and I will see you next week. I appreciate all your comments and support. Thank you. See you next time.